Hello and welcome to Crystal Hall number 3 here in Baku, Azerbaijan.
Special one that sticks around to that age of Yeremyan-Gaun of Spain, who lost a couple of days ago, but is, you know, 3 times world champion, top fighter, still going on into her early 30s. But it is unusual, and it is more of a young athlete's game.
Well, interestingly, looking at the head-to-heads, these two fought last at Grand Prix event last year. Yeremyan won by 6 points to 1, which shows that this is going to be a tough match for Yeremyan-Gaun of Russia, who was gold at the Europeans in 2014 here in Baku last year. That was at a slightly weight category of -74, and was silver medalist at the World Championships this year. So Gaun is definitely in form, but I like this man. He's as tough as nails, isn't he? Chris Codling for Great Britain in the centre. He's being given a big one here because this will be tough. It needs a good referee on this one.
Yeah, but Chris is a player's ref. He's one of the referees that gets a lot of respect, and deservedly so. But we talked about Arman Yeremyan. He is a natural 84, 85 kilos. Yeremyan-Gaun, despite being taller, he's only natural maybe 75, 76 kilos. So there's a good 10 kilo difference between these two fighters. They'll have weighed in, they'll have rehydrated. Yeah, Arman Yeremyan has the power in the legs, but Yeremyan-Gaun is very quick, and he likes to start fast. Will he be able to do that here?
Well, he'll be happy to see that Taylor Mohammed and Aaron Cook have both gone out. He's lost to both those athletes, Gaun, in recent times. So he'll, from his point of view, the top half of the draw suddenly opened up for him, so that will give him an extra bit of momentum here.
For sure, and he's trying to establish that momentum here, using the crowd as a motivation. He's also, like Mazarwa of France, he loves to use his hands, Yeremyan-Gaun, to confuse, faking, feinting, pretending to move. That all keeps your opponent emotionally on edge. Yeah. Helps him to relax as he throws in that right leg turning kick. Gives a little nod to Arman Yeremyan to say, okay, I know you've got good strength behind you, but I'm quicker.
Yeah. Well, Gaun will certainly be very aware.
And he is aware because he's 1-0 up.
He's certainly moved in quickly, and the crowd are behind the Russian here. They like Gaun. They saw him earlier have a very comfortable victory in his first round match. He looked very much at ease as well.
The Yeremyan-Gaun soft shoe shuffle here. He's just moving around very gracefully, taking it cool. Arman Yeremyan much more solid. He's waiting to land with power.
Yeah. I love Gaun's style here. You know, as you say, he tries to confuse, and Yeremyan is just looking at him, and he's probably got one of the hardest stares in Taekwondo, isn't he? You look at that face, and I don't think Gaun's going to be making much eye contact with him.
No, do you know what? It's a funny thing to say, but Yeremyan is one of these guys as well. When you've got that style about you, it means you're backing yourself. You really believe in yourself. And Yeremyan, I saw him against Aaron Cook in the Grand Prix in Manchester, and they came out and he just battered Aaron for about a round and a half because he just comes out and does his own thing. He doesn't care. He's very Servet-like in his approach mentally. But Arman Yeremyan, much more of that tough style. Just wants to nail him on the way in.
You're right, he's so loose, isn't he? I've seen him lose bouts, and he's just been a free fighter, and it's almost like he almost looks at the scoreboard afterwards and just sees what happened. He does it on the mat, and he probably doesn't even notice the score until until the end of the round. Gaun there leads 1-0 after that first period, but there's not much defence on either. They're looking at each other. And he's quite unique in his style with his hand movements. He's trying to do anything to put his opponent off.
It's an individual sport, and he's got his own personality and his own style. It's about self-expression, and he's happy to do that. Arman Yeremyan, as you can see, his style is much more stoic and strong, and trying to use the power that he's got. No one enjoys fighting Arman Yeremyan. He's one of these guys that he might not always win the majors, but he's always involved. And if you're in a fight with someone like that, you remember it. And that's the type of style that he has. But this young man here, Yeremyan-Gaun, I fancy him down the stretch to try and produce a couple of head kicks.
Yeah. Well, the winner of this fight will be facing Roberto Botta, that we just saw fighting just about 20 minutes ago. And Botta had a spectacular golden point victory there of the Frenchman. The crowd getting behind the Russian here. They've not been cheering their Reserve fighter for a while, so I think they're getting a little bit restless, and they've decided there's a Russian on, let's give him some support.
Yep, they've adopted Albert, and he's adopted the close stance here. He's trying to use that front leg. He's got the quickness against the Armenian. There's a power punch from Yeremyan.
Just not strong enough.
Well, not strong enough to score, but it will sting a wee bit for sure. You do feel the shots. People think, do you feel the power? The things that you feel, and it fuels his way to a 2-0 lead. The kicks that you feel the most are the back kick, and also the punch because it lands on the sternum. The headshots, not so much. The turning kicks, again, not so much. But back kicks hurt, punches hurt. And there's a double kick from Yeremyan.
Gaun and Yeremyan traded kicks. I think it was Gaun who actually scored. Big punch attack there from the Armenian, but again doesn't score. We won't be concerned. There's only 2 points difference. It's still plenty of fighting to go, but now it's 3. And Yeremyan there gives a little shake of the head and goes for the punch again, but the judges are having none of it.
No, he caught himself out there, Arman Yeremyan. He took a breath to try and figure out what to do, and Albert-Gaun was on him like a shot, and he's fired that one in there. 3-0 now to the Russian, and you can watch now for the opposite. Arman Yeremyan is saying, score a punch for me. Yeah. He's got to try, as I said, it's the same as Aaron Cook. You have to punch as they're coming in. You need that power, and at the moment, it's the hand jiving from Albert-Gaun. He has to change his tactics, Yeremyan. Yes. There's no point in looking at the judges and saying, why are you not scoring it? You have to change it up. That's
4 punches that, you know, he's convinced that certainly the last 2 should have scored. He's going to have to go, you know, the judges aren't giving you anything. There's a 5th, still nothing.
I would have scored 1 of the 5, and I know I'm not the judge, but in terms of the power that you need, there's no point saying, oh, well, I'll give up because they're not scoring my punches. You have to change the tactics a little bit.
It does need 2 judges to press the button now. So, you know, if you'd have scored 1, then, you know, you needed your one of the 2 colleagues to have scored 1 as well. And, you know, that does mean sometimes we don't see punches you think would score, do score, because there's almost certainly one of the judges is in a blind side who's not going to see it. So one is almost certainly not going to give it because he can't really see clearly whether it landed or not. But I think you're right, John. I think you're right. He's going to have to change his tactics a little bit here, and this is why the electronic system is there. The electronic system is not a judge system. It's a binary system. It's you either hit it or you don't.
Yep.
And he's going to have to start doing that. And you know, we saw, as I mentioned earlier, in the Grand Prix last year in Astana, Gaun lost 6-1. I remember watching that. I was commentating on it, and you know, I never expected to see Gaun. You know, Yeremyan attacked him hard.
That's the difference.
And here he's not. He's reverted to punches, and he's going to have to do it in this 3rd period, John.
No, for sure, because the thing about Albert-Gaun is that he loves it when people come towards him. Albert Yeremyan is trying to punch on the way in, trying to sneak little shots. He's going to take a kyungo from Chris Codling. Nice bow there from Yeremyan. He knows that he was just infringing the rules a little bit, but Gaun is in his comfort zone here, and he's only too happy to welcome the Armenian forward.
Yeah. Of course, we're also in a situation here that if this is a final, Gaun would be showboating and doing, you know, multiple things. There's a hit back from Yeremyan.
That's the thing. Yeremyan comes in there with that back leg turning kick and scores under the guard. He has to be more active. He has to go for it.
Yeah.
He's still got plenty of time.
He's showing the punch all the time to Gaun, but it's the kicks that are going to score, and that could have scored as well. That was just short of the threshold.
Arman Yeremyan's been told to throw a back kick there by his coach, the Trichagi, the Korean word for back kick. He's got to try and... It's very hard to do that when you're losing. You've got to try and come forward with it, and he does this time. And that was the work of Gaun there. Albert-Gaun commits to the kick, and the power differential scores the point for the Armenian. It's Albert-Gaun here that's given this one away at the moment.
Yeah. He's gone into a little bit more of a relaxed mode, hasn't he? You know, he's obviously aware there's a big semi-final to come.
I think it's more than that. I think it's the fact that when he's attacking, he's leaving space. He doesn't need to attack. He should have used footwork and let Albert Yeremyan, who loves to stand on the spot. If he does that, then he misses all day, and that's the tactic it's working now.
There's the counter-attack, and another point. And the crowd here, I love the crowd. They're very black and white, aren't they? They boo when the opponent gets a point. They cheer when the Russian gets a point. They, you know, maybe we should have more crowds like this around the world. Really. It's
a bit more pantomime style with the crowd, of course, but down the stretch here, Albert-Gaun. He has to watch out for the back kick from Albert Yeremyan.
Yeah, there's a 3-point kick here. Will turn the match. Oh, a score for Gaun. He's gone 3 ahead now, and Yeremyan has to do something quickly. Here we go, there's 5 seconds to go. Gaun is just holding away. He was going to avoid Yeremyan, and Yeremyan has given up. He's realised that Gaun, on this day, was too good. And I think Yeremyan, you know, with hindsight, he wasted the second period. He tried far too many punches, didn't play his A game. His A game came in the third period, but by then it was too late. And Gaun, you know, these guys aren't even tired coming off. You know, that hasn't been a tough workout. Gaun's looking pretty happy. He'll be in the semi-final, and he will face the Italian Botta, who looked very impressive in his quarter-final. And Yeremyan, well, I think he'll be disappointed with his showing there. He can do much better than that. And a disappointing result for him. It's Gaun who wins by 5-2. New replays here. There's the score from Yeremyan. There you see, just comes in quicker than Gaun, gets the score. Gaun managed to just move away, get a couple of points towards the end there, and that left it far too comfortable in the end. Even though it was only 3 points, Yeremyan had just run out of energy, and he'd given a little bit too much in that third.